So Southampton 1, Banter Club Arsenal 0. Mikel Arteta, Super Mick Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. He's broken another record today, people, that has held since 83-84 season. I was 1, turning 2 that year. And that record it's the first time since then that Arsenal have lost 3 league games in a row twice in one season.
Bloody
mad.
hell.
Absolutely mad. If you can't see what he's doing, though, lads, you can all jog on down the lane to Antonio Conte. Jez, for anyone who ain't watched your fan cam, give us a little breakdown of that shambolic performance.
Shocking, dismal, pathetic, no fight, no passion. An Arteta man, you are proving Kenny, Lee, myself, and everybody else that you are useless and you need to seriously go, because you have no tactical ability. You have no idea of how to mix the game up when Arsenal are losing. You've proved it for the last 3 games. You are an absolute waster, and fair play to the 3 of us. We've been calling it for the last 2 years, and you've proven us right. So do one, get out, don't embarrass yourself any further, move on, and let us, as a football club, a great football club, get to where we want to be. You're an absolute waste of time.
There you go. Kenny, for anyone who ain't watched yours, tell us what your thoughts were, mate.
Well, you talk about a record of losing twice, losing 3 games in a row. I didn't really take that into account, but it's a hard sell, this process, isn't it? When you lose consecutive games to Crystal Palace, who are a position behind Southampton. You lose to Brighton, who are probably one of the division's worst goal scorers. And then you lose Southampton, who lost 6-0 last week. It's if anyone's trying to sell the process in the market or in a nice shop in Knightsbridge, I'm just going to walk past your store and walk past your shop, because I'm not buying into this. It's just first-class rubbish, really. Teams have worked us out, and they have done since since the international break. And even when we're winning games against Wolves, and even some of the games we're winning at Brentford, we did highlight our concerns, but we got shouted down and called all sorts of names. We weren't celebrating enough. And all we're doing was analysing the football matches, which these guys were doing themselves when they were critical during those games. So don't worry about it, man. I'll slag you off and call you out, but I won't make an hour show about you abusing me and calling me all sorts of names. I think I'm a bit thicker-skinned than that anyway.
That's funny. 100% agree. Go and check out the fan cams. Also, check out Jez's channel. The link is in the description.
Yeah, check Chelsea's channel out.
Check it out, because he's talking about actually Arsenal, proper Arsenal, not this Mickey Mouse version with the toy badge. Yeah, with this little stupid toy badge that we have on here. Yeah, proper Arsenal, when we had class, tradition, and we're actually half decent. But we're going to get through player ratings real quick. Fire the likes up, everyone. And let's start with the goalkeeper. Conceded the goal today, Jez.
Yeah.
Wasn't really tested a lot, if we're honest. That was the only real effort that they had, or the real half-decent effort they had. And it weren't even half-decent. It was just a comedy of errors from Ben White and Gabriel.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for the goal. He hit that so hard. By the time he reacted, and it was literally a millisecond, his hand's up, it's in the back of the net. But what would you rate him today, mate?
Well, I'm going to give him a 5, because at least he tried. I thought his ball distribution today was half decent. And he was giving some serious abuse to the defence, what defence we had, and we can take that defence very lightly. The sad factor is, I thought in the first half we were looking all right. We were playing some quick ball, but it does prove that what rubbish some of our players truly are. Our captain, where was he in the first half? Where was he? Was he on the pitch? Was he, what was he doing? I mean, it was absolutely disgraceful once again. And so, yeah.
Let's go to Cedric Suarez on free kick duty today, Kenny.
I'll tell you one thing: his corners weren't too bad. His free kicks, I think, he's one of those people, right, that you used to want to wring their neck when they beg for the free kicks, demand it, even grab the ball to take it, and then you think, right, he really looks like he's going to sort of like, do something with it. First one hits the side netting, and I'm being generous. I said hit the side net, and the other one just went over the bar. It was 2 wasted of free kicks. But, in terms of what he did, he weren't too bad. He weren't great either. He probably would have benefited more by having Saka, on that sort of right hand side than Martinelli, although they did switch. But in terms from an attacking point of view, it's just average, really. I'd just give him a 5 as well because, I'm angry with other players than him.
Let's go to the opposite side. Nuno Tavares back in the team. And after being absolutely destroyed by this manager confidence-wise, and then throws him in today, which is probably good for his confidence. But at the same time, he's probably thinking, well, why didn't I play against Brighton?
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought he started quite positive, actually. And fair play to the fella. He actually was, overlapping and doing some good stuff. So I'm not going to diss him out at all. So for me, in that first half, his performance, I thought he did very well. So I am going to give him a 4.
Let's go to Gabriel, Kenny.
Pathetic. And one thing is that, my fan cam, I've talked about teams working this out. Well, referees are working this out as well, especially like him, rolling around, trying to waste time, feign injury with like his other mate, Lacazette, and referees just saying, shut up, man. Get up and get on with it. I mean, the other pork chop, feigns injury. You try to play offside that was never on. You cost us a goal really, and cost us, the game. And defensively, he weren't too bad, but there's certain things he's doing. Maybe it's a lack of confidence itself. The press sometimes, right? You look $1 million when there's no pressure, and I suppose that refers to every footballer and every person. But when the pressure's on, it's people like him we need, and he just wasn't at the races today. So I'm going to give him a 4 as well, because elementary mistake. If you play offside, by all means play offside, but seriously, not like that, because that was just costly, man. Really costly.
Let's go to Benjamin Scheidt, Jez.
Yeah, nearly cost us a goal early on, but he recovered very well. It was a good tackle, so fair play to him for that. I'll give him credit for that. After that, really, sorry, man. I mean, I find it depressing, to be honest. So sorry, mate. No, you get a 2.
Let's go into midfield. Everyone was calling for Granit Xhaka to be back in midfield. He gives us better balance, Kenny. And he didn't give us anything, really. Well, what did you make of him today?
Well, we weren't outnumbered like we were against Brighton. But again, Granit Xhaka is what he, I'm not even going to say he is what he is. Yeah, he had a couple of attempts at goal. Had a good save by Foster, although that was going wide. But in terms of I think his biggest crime today that he wasn't Partey. Because we're used to Partey giving us the ability to either come out of the ball or stretch teams so we can get in behind. We just can't do that with Xhaka. A lot of Xhaka lovers are going to be saying about how he was extempore and how he knitted together and he was a 7 out of 10 performance. But, they're just protecting their defence of him and their position. This guy, seriously, is a player that we just can't do with moving forward. So... And in today's performance, the fact is he wasn't horrendous, but he wasn't proactive at all. I'll be generous and just give him a 5 because he didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't exactly help create anything or, drive us on in order to get it back in the game and try and drive us onto that win. It was nothing. It was testimonial pace, which is his pace anyway.
Yeah, 100%. That game actually did have the testimonial feeling about it. Let's be real. Somebody in my chat said a comment saying this feels like more like an opening day of the season game than towards the end when we're battling for fourth. Yeah, it's true. Let's go to Sambi Lakonga, Jez.
Poor, non-existent in my book. I at times I didn't know he's on the park, and not impressed at all. Not impressed. So 3.
Let's go to the club captain for the day, Gibraltar guard. I can see Gibraltar, Jez and Kenny from here. He's not quite there. I don't think he's missing. Oh, he's missing. He's missing. Is he missing? Was he missing today, Kenny?
Like what's happening right now? He's learned a massive lesson today. That if your manager, if there isn't a plan B, then like just the odds were against him. Play too deep. Did his best. What's happening is that because we're not moving the ball quickly enough, when he did try to get in those positions, there was like a wall. Like it was like basically like the wolf trying to blow down a brick wall today. He got on the ball. No, like criticism about that. But in terms of like trying to get us back in the game, massive struggle, mate. A massive struggle for him. He wasn't catastrophic his performance, but it was a nothing performance. Just couldn't get us into it. I'll give him an average 5. That's the best I can give him because I can't give him any worse because at least he tried to get on the ball. But Southampton, our classic Premiership team, fighting for their lives when they go up. They think it's all right, mate. They ride their luck. They defend like Trojans, and whenever their goalkeeper's called upon, the goalkeeper's got a job to do, just one job, save shots, and that's what he did.
Yeah, it's sad, really, because we were supposed to be above Chelsea going into Wednesday, weren't we?
Well, third place was on when we were near Aston Villa game. The Aston Villa game where people were coming out of the woodwork on Twitter talking about the fan cams that both yourself and Jez did. It's interesting where they've gone. I mean, one pork chop trying to contact me to say that to slag you off, Lee. About what you were saying about Conte and Klopp. Apparently, you said Conte's better than Klopp, and I reminded this guy that he was from Pestrich in Greater Manchester, and he's a Man United fan. And I had to remind him that Man United and Liverpool have a really deadly rivalry, and it's not just the clubs that have a rivalry; the two cities have a rivalry. So it's a bit of a pork chop moment to try and praise Liverpool when you're a Man United fan. Didn't hear from him again.
There you go. We're 8 points behind Chelsea, and it's funny because now they have a game in hand.
Funny that.
We're supposed to be above them. But anyway, let's go to the wingers. Let's go Gabriel Martinelli, Jez.
Very poor today. I wasn't impressed, really. He didn't add to the game, but I just don't get why Arteta switched them. What's that about? But I'll give him a 3 for trying. He gave him his best, but it was lackluster and below bang average. I mean, it was poor. 3.
Kenny, star boy, playing on the right wing today.
Well, he started on the left and he went right, didn't he? Saka, but Saka,
right.
you know what, Saka, that chance is gilt edge. He's got to put that away. If he puts that chance away, that that first, put over the bar, that sets us up. That sets us up for a platform to go and win the game pretty comfortably. And
they probably capitulated like they did to Chelsea. Instead, it was like, well, we've saved that. Let's keep going. Yeah,
because I'll tell you, that goal, what happens? So that's his heads go down and they start thinking about, oh no. Because, I was watching the game on Irish TV and all I heard from the people in the front of my old schoolmate Gary Breen was about how many goals Southampton conceded since Husenhartel has been at a club. He's conceded the most goals.
So he's conceded 52 this season.
Yeah. But even so, he's been there since like 2018. He's conceded the most goals. Yeah, Southampton under Husenhartel. So he puts that chance away. That changes my player ratings of him and gives a platform. But today, Saka, welcome to like the next few games of the season because teams have worked us out. If you're not, teams are going to put 3 men behind you, and when you do cut in, you're going to face a wall of attrition, and that's what he faced today. I can only give him like 5 at best. Weren't great, but at least he tried to affect the game. You know, he tried to affect the game, you know, from both the left and the right hand side. But welcome to, you know, the big boys club now, because you're a marked man and teams know what you're going to do. And from the letter, they don't even have to. They even have to close their eyes to know you're going to cut in, so they're going to stop that shot going in.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to a striker that we put up front today. Well, I say he's a striker. He's got 0 goals, Jez, all season in the Premier League. And we thought, oh, yes, we can play Eddie up front. Pay as you go. His credits run out. Yeah, call me if you need a goal. Yeah, you ain't got one in, 15 games this season that you've played? Well, mate, what did you make of him?
Bloody awful, useless, waste of time. Needs to go, 2.
There you go, short and simple. Let's go to Smith Rowe, Kenny.
Waste of time. You know, like his confidence is cut to shreds. He's you know, he would, you know, people have been critical of my assessments of Smith Rowe. I was critical of Smith Rowe against Liverpool. People said, "Oh, he's a match winner." He's just a kid. Given a responsibility, he's probably surpassed himself in terms since he's come to the side in December last season. And he's surpassed expectations. But what's happened again is that the weight of expectations have, you know, weighing very heavily on the lad. And, you know, today, there was a shot that took a bit of deflection that Foster saved, but apart from that, didn't affect the game. Contributed virtually nothing. Very predictable, you know. And, you know, wasn't able to make those runs to the box because the ball wasn't moving quickly enough. As I said, it was at a pedestrian testimonial pace. So if you don't play at the pace that Smith Rowe likes and that benefits him, then you're going to get the performances you've been getting from the lads. And today I can only give him a 4. No impact whatsoever. But then again, if that goal goes in, we get a point, then you think, that 4 can turn to a 6. But apart from his shot on goal, what did he do? Can't think of anything he did of any quality.
Let's go to Nicola Pepe, Jez. The only other sub that came on because our bench was for the 14-year-olds.
Yeah, well, when he came on, he had quite a quick impact. He tried to try a very clever goal. Shame it didn't come off, because that had come off.
It would have been goal of the season if it goes in.
All day long. But, yeah, I'm sorry, this guy's burnt. I think he's had enough. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he goes in the summer. The way he's been treated, I think. And why Arteta? Well, I know why Arteta doesn't play him, because he's a bloody useless manager. He doesn't realise what the quality of the kid's got. If he gave him, I've said it for over a year, and you said it, Kenny said it, if you give him a run of games, the guy will come good. But this idiot of a manager won't have it. So I will give him I'll give him a 4, because again he subbed him, he came on, he tried something, it didn't come off, it would have been a great goal. And the sad thing is for Pepe, a player like that needs great service for him to work his magic, and he didn't get it. So there you are.
100%. You know how this works, people. If you don't agree with us, don't cry, because we don't care. We're going to give the manager rating now on a 3, 2, 1 countdown. 3, 2, 1.
0.
There you go. 0.
The fact is that, you know, the excuse menu can take a running jump, because I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. You know, Man United on a sabbatical, Tottenham sacked their manager, Leicester sabbatical. You found yourself in a position to get in the top 4. You've got to capitalise on it. You know, you're the team manager. You're on the transfer committee. You know what's required for the top 4, because you play for a club that consistently got into the top 4. You should have flexed your muscles a bit for the good of your team, because of your inertia, laziness, and probably arrogance and downright overconfidence in your ability, because every person, you know, including the pork chops, are telling us that you're a great coach. You believe that. Now the heat's on, you know, you don't know what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? And that's all down to you. You're killing players' confidence at the wrong time. And, you know, and when they do come and play for you, and we're talking about Pepe, there's nothing there. Because, you know, like I said, he doesn't know whether to, if he doesn't track back, he knows you're going to give him daggers and take him off. If he doesn't you know, move the ball quickly enough for your liking, he's going to give him daggers. So you're taking away his instincts and his quick feet and his natural ability. That's all down to the manager as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
100%, man. Listen, on that bombshell, we are going to wrap up. Podcast tomorrow. I'll send you a text with the time. It'll probably be the same as last week, 7 or 8 p.m. Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
We're all for it.
And yeah, we'll dissect that. The Chelsea game coming up, where we're going to finish, what we're going to do. You know how we do, people. So listen, smash the likes up. Go and subscribe to Jez's channel as well. That link's in the description of this video. We're out of here. Arteta out.
Out.
You prick.